Sir, how are you enjoying the heat, Warden?
Oh, this thing's amazing.
Is it warming your bum?
It is. It's melting my shins.
Okay. What's up, guys? If you haven't already, definitely check out the links in the description below. We've got lots of cool discount links, discount codes for a lot of awesome companies. I'll leave you to the rest of this video, guys, and thanks for watching. So we just got this in the mail from our friends at Heat Warden. Heat Warden.
Oh my goodness.
My goodness, what's in here? It's heavy. So stay tuned and don't touch this knife, Reed. All right, here we go. This is a game changer for portable propane fires.
Oh my goodness.
You're covering the camera with your fingers again. Can you say portable propane fires?
Propane for the fires.
Oh, there you go. Reed, say portable propane fires.
Fire.
Okay, good job. Here we go. What do we have? All right. All right, I'll hold that. Thank you. Look at what we got in here. Yeah. So we got, hey, easy, easy, easy. Okay, so this is what we've got inside this box is the camping, yes, very important, those bumpers. The camping edition, 24-inch legs if memory serves. And this is going to sit on top of our fire pit, our IGNIK fire can, and it's going to radiate the heat outward to people that are sitting in chairs next to it. And then they also make sides that you can put on each side. So if you only have like 2 or 3 people sitting around the fire, you can close off like this side and leave this side open and that side open, so the people over here get all that heat, has nowhere to go except directly to you. Look at this, we got a little carrying bag for it looks like. Look, there's the hot sign. Wow, dude, that's a big piece of stainless steel. Look at that.
What is that here?
What?
What is?
Those are very important bumpers to keep everything. Oh, look, it's a koozie. You found a koozie, Rito. Nice. Okay, so let's see what this thing looks like here. All right, so that we've got at least one side there.
Let's go put these in the truck.
The bumpers? Okay. I'm glad you guys found a use for them. Ah! I just cut myself. I'm trying to open my knife. All right, so let's open this guy here. Open this guy. This guy. And this guy. Oh, and this guy. And this guy. Okay, let me close this up before my kids lose their fingers. Hello.
Hello.
All right, we're gonna pop this thing open real quick, okay? Somehow it's still taped. Oh, it's taped up here. Oh, really? If I can just... There we go. There we go. Okay, so, ooh, look at that. Okay, so, all right, it comes with one side here. So how do we open this? I imagine we can't open this unless we tear off that zip tie. So let's fire this guy open. Oh, I just cut it like, there we go. Close this back up, maybe. All right, so let's flip this thing around. Okay, so let me put this down somehow. Hopefully you can see me. Can you see? Maybe? I'm gonna put it here. Okay. All right, so here we go. Oh, those are solid legs, my goodness. Oh, and they snap too. They don't just, they click. Yeah, I like that. That feels good. All right, so we'll take these plastic guys off. Hey, what are you doing messing with my propane? All right. Huh? Okay, so this guy has a, okay, so that's how you fold it, and that's how you open it. Okay, so now they're all open. All right. This says peel off at room temperature. I guess it's maybe room temperature will stop it from sticking to the thing. It's kind of room temperature right now, but it's a little chilly when you're not in the sun. Let's see. All right, so this is the side. How many sides do we have here? Looks like we have 2 sides. So how do they secure? Can you see this? Yeah. Okay, so they're gonna go on like this. Okay. So there it is. So if you want to put on the sides, you just remove one of the screws, the bolts, and then thread it in like that. And that's how it sits. Let's see if I can show you. So right there and right there. And that will keep the heat from escaping, well, most of it. Heat rises, right? So if we're only camping with just a couple of us, we can close off 1 or 2 of the sides. That's super legit. I think the sides are an absolute must. And it says, remove all tape and peel off protective plastic at room temperature or warmer. So I'm not going to touch this until. Replace screws, washers, nuts. Screws may be reversed so the thread and the nut are on top for easier on and off. After lighting fire pit, carefully place on top or add back/sides after lighting. So basically, warm wishes, mark and peg. That's nice. So basically what we'll probably do is, if we're using these sides a lot, is we'll just take one of these screws out and figure out what the thread is, whether it's metric or American. Might even be able to do it by. Okay, so judging off that, it looks like could be M6, or it looks a little more standard than that. So maybe it's smaller than 1/4 inch. So it's like M5 size. So whatever the next maybe 3/16 could be. And we'll probably get a thumb screw so we can just thumb the thing back in. Where are you going? Okay. So I'm not going to take this off yet because I want to let it heat up a little bit, and also the ones with the sides. But this thing is super duper robust, man. My goodness. This thing is awesome. And to fold the legs, all you have to do is push the legs in, and then bam, folds. Pop it out, bam. You know what we'll probably do too, since we're crazy and over-attentive, is we'll probably add some lock nuts to these guys, the ones that we're not unscrewing to put the sides on. Just because a little Loctite, little lock nut action, that way nothing loosens up, and also maybe on the handle. But this thing feels, this is a solid piece of steel, man. Stainless for sure. Thank you, Heat Warden. Thank you, Mark. We could not be happier with this, because literally our fire can, it sits probably perfectly underneath it, and it's gonna heat us up so much better than just the fire can alone. Oh my goodness. So now you don't have to use something crazy like a howl that burns through an entire... Dude, what in the world are you doing? Oh, look, it's your companion. Okay. You don't have to use something like a howl or whatever that's called that uses an entire 20-pound propane in one day. We got the Fire Can Elite, which will last 3 nights of like 4 or 5 hours of on high. But now we can just use that, maybe even on medium, add the sides, add this thing to it, and boom, much more heat, and it's not all escaping up into the atmosphere. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about this thing. Reggie, are you excited? Yeah, where's Reed? Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. Another hammer man. Okay. Now we have everything unboxed. We're ready to start loading the dyno truck up with all the stuff we need to bring, which is basically everything. Dude, what are you doing? Dude, that's my awning, man. Reed? No, sir, you're not gonna bash the minivan. Okay, give me that. That's it.
Yep.
All right, can you see the table?
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna show you real quick. You took my thing?
No.
What it looks like to put a side on, okay? So I'm just gonna take this bolt out. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna take this bolt out right here. This one, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. There's the bolt. Here's the, or there's the nut. Here's the washer and the bolt. Okay.
Okay. Can I see it?
Yep. Just actually I don't know what thread it is. It's like it looks metric or American, excuse me. Smaller than a 1/4 inch, so it's like M5 sized. Okay, so now we're gonna take our side, right?
Mhm.
And really,
What?
I unscrewed the wrong ones.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I see.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take this one out. And once I figure out the size, I'll probably put a thumb screw on this just so it's easier to, not that that's difficult, but just having to break out any tools is kind of a pain sometimes, especially when you're in the dark, you know, around a campfire type thing.
What's a thumb?
A thumb screw. It's
Oh.
like a little thing you can screw by thumb.
Oh.
It's like a black knurled grip thing with a bolt through it.
Oh.
Okay, so there it is. So now I'm gonna take my side, I'm gonna put it on, and I'm gonna take my bolt and go back through. Maybe. Oh yeah, here we go. Boom. Take my other bolt, go back through, okay? And then you could probably leave it like that, but obviously if someone kicks it or something like that, it's gonna fall off. So I'm gonna, if I wanna install this all the way, I'm gonna put my nuts on the bottom side. Let me show you what it looks like from this side. Okay. So imagine you have campers and you have a chair here, there, and there, because no one's sitting on this side. So all the heat that's coming up from the fire is gonna radiate off that back wall and head this way. So we might put, in the future, we might set up camp with maybe 2 walls. I mean, this one wall is probably ideal for how we most of the time we camp, because we usually have people around like this side and that side and this side. If we camp with like a big group, we'll take the side off and just leave it all open. But we have 2 sides, so we have the ability to kind of close it in even more. If we're only camping with like, you know, I don't know, me, you, and mom or something like that, we can just have like me here, you there, mom there. Or just have all 3 of us just like right here and then put the side on the other side.
Daddy, Mama.
Yeah, either way. So we got to figure out the thread pattern on this, and then maybe look into getting some thumb screws for it, just so it's a little easier. In the meantime, I'm going to take off every one of these bolts and put a little bit of Loctite on it, except for the ones that go to the side, because obviously I don't want those Loctited. So yep, we'll be back. All right, so it took some finding, but we figured out what size these are. These are number 10, standard American, but not 1032 like we thought, because that's the one we usually have for 1032. It's 1024. So we just ordered some 1024 lock nut stainless. So we will take this all apart and add the lock nuts tomorrow when they get here from Amazonian. And in the meantime, yeah. Oh, actually, we should look for some thumb screws now that we know the thread size. In the meantime, we will put this back together and await Amazon's arrival. You lost your arms. I'm gonna show you real quick how to fold this guy up. So all you do is squeeze the 2 legs in. How cool is that?
Oh,
Squeeze
it's like
them
an
in.
X.
Yeah.
An X.
Yep. I don't know if that goes. Oh, there we go. Squeeze it. Kabam. Okay. Now, there is an optional storage bag guy here, and I'm curious to see if this is big enough to store this plus the panels.
Ooh.
Let's see. Okay. Okay. Am I stuck on something, dude? All right. Oh yeah, easily. You know what else we can fit in here?
What?
Is the DEVOS Light
Light
Ranger
Ranger
2000 on the table for that. Instead of
Yeah.
using their bag, you know, if we wanted to. Look, and here's the 2 sides, right?
Yeah.
Easily. Bam. See that? Done deal. Nice and big. Can even cinch it down a little bit. I don't know if I want to do that, but I don't know what this is for, but solid. 2 handles. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Stylish.
like what? Yeah. What if you go like around in a fancy restaurant like Peppers or the Loop, and yeah.
Let me just break out my hot table, my stainless table. Okay. Cool.
Or you could say, this is my giant iPad.
Definitely recommend the bag. Admittedly, it's not like the most robust feeling bag that I've ever felt in my life. But carrying stainless is kind of awkward, especially because it can kind of be sharp too, like the Teslas, you know? So having a bag to kind of carry, especially if you have sides, it makes it a lot easier. If you just have the table and no sides, you can just grab it from the handle, walk around with it like that, not a big deal. But especially if you have sides or any accessories or whatever, this makes it much easier to carry, for sure. Solid.
Show me your moves with it.
All right, shut it down. Ready? You got it?
Yep.
All right, so update here on the Heat Warden. We are removing the regular stainless nuts, adding a little bit of blue Loctite, and adding a stainless lock nut, 10/24. So that weird standard size that's not quite 1/4 inch, a little bit less. So I'm doing that, and then I'm also installing thumb screws. And I'll show you what those look like in just 1 second here. There's no reason for these to need to be removed unless they're broken or something. So I'll show you what the thumb screws look like. And now we ordered these, they were supposed to be stainless, but they turned out not to be. So if we want to add a side to this Heat Warden so that we have the heat reflective, you know? Instead of having to hook a Phillips up with a ratchet or whatever, a wrench, all you have to do is just, see this guy here?
Yep.
I'll show you what one looks like. Like I said, these are the ones we could find with overnight delivery. They're non-stainless, they were supposed to be stainless, but same thread pattern, 10/24. We're using them with the existing non-lock nuts, the ones that they provide.
Oh, I like those ones.
And all you have to do is just hold the nut by hand, undo the thumb screw, pull out the thumb screw, pull out this one, put the side on, put the thumb screw back through it, tighten it down by hand. You can even hold the nut on the bottom side with your fingers, and it's snug. Same thing here, no tools needed. So that's what we're working on. We're gonna swap all these other nuts for lock nuts, and then we'll be good to go. All right, so there you go. I didn't even put the nuts in, actually. See the nuts there? All I did was just push the thumb screw through. That's it, and it holds. I mean, it can rock a little bit, but it's not going anywhere. So that makes it even easier to hook up the sides. All you have to do is unscrew the one nut and then pull the thumb screw out, put the side on, and then put the thumb screw through it, and that's it. You don't even need to put a nut on. So cool. I'm sure you could use like a cotter pin style type thing, or one of those push pins with the little ball detent, something like that. But either way, this works. So I had a chance to use the Heat Warden yesterday, and this was a really, really nice thing for putting the fire can underneath, because in the morning we can kind of start a fire here that doesn't require all the prep and everything of a wood fire, and we can all sit around it, and we don't have to crank it up all the way to have the right amount of heat to come out, because all the heat is trapped by the top here and the back, and we can just sit on all 3 sides, and this thing just heats up. And then, well, you don't want to touch it, but man, that thing puts out some serious heat. You can actually feel it from like 4 or 5 feet away, whereas without that thing you wouldn't feel it at all unless you were sitting like 2 or 3 feet away. So very, very cool, awesome product. We're definitely gonna be using this a lot in the future, and I love the side integration as well. And yeah, thanks a lot, Heat Warden. All right, so here we are. We are incapable of getting a real wood fire to stay lit because of the wind. So sure enough, the Heat Warden, our propane fire pit from IGNIK, the Fire Can Deluxe non-grill edition, is actually keeping us nice and toasty despite it being in the high 30s tonight. So thank you to Heat Warden. Look at that, how the flames are coming through the Heat Warden sign. You see that? Right here.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that cool?
looks cool.
Hot. Don't touch. Here we go in the morning. Got the heat warden. Oh, keeping us nice and toasty. Oh my goodness. That is a game changer for camp propane. Doesn't really matter which fire pit you have. If you've got a propane fire pit, this thing is going to keep at least 50% more heat in than before, especially if you add the sides. It's a complete game changer, not allowing all the heat to just fly up into the atmosphere. This will be coming with us on all of our trips, except maybe in the summer. Maybe not in the summer because we don't need a lot of heat. We'll probably just use our fire can, the grill fire can, for the summer because we don't need a lot of heat, more just for ambient lighting for camp. But spring, fall, winter, heat warden. The heat warden is even keeping Adam's pregnant wife warm and the babies. Sir, how are you enjoying the heat warden?
Oh, this thing's amazing.
Is it warming your bum?
It is. It's melting my shins.
Okay. What's up, guys? If you find this video entertaining in any way, go ahead and mash that Chuck Norris button for us. It is still 34 degrees outside here in Hot Springs. Man, I got dirt all over my eyes. Used to be. And it is frigid. The feel is like 25. And just made some breakfast, the last breakfast of the trip, using the ends of the bread so I can save my kids the good one. But just gotta say, huge shout out to Heat Warden, because this thing is amazing. It takes 2 seconds to set up, and it's able to keep us warm when we don't want to start a wood fire or we're out of wood, which right now both. So this thing is keeping me nice and toasty, and huge shout out to Heat Warden again. I'll show you the setup here. I am this far from the table. If I get any closer, my shins and my feet will melt. It is that hot. So I'm so cozy. All right, so we've got two other options here for quick connect for the sides. This is the non-stainless. We got some stainless version here that we might try, but I mean, obviously the look is gonna be virtually identical. And then we have some stainless with a nice nylon little guy here. I'm not sure how that's gonna look, so let's grab a side and put it on and see what happens. All right, so here's with the black nylon guys. Now I don't know how hot this got because I was too chicken to touch it after it's burning for a long time, the fire underneath it. But I don't know if this will eventually melt on top. I mean, it looks good, but I think I might go with the stainless just because I know there's not going to be a risk of melting. And it kind of, I don't know, blends in a little bit better than the nylon, which is really not any easier to undo. Actually, I like how the stainless one's a little bit longer. Makes it easier to get in and holds better. Now, if you want to hold this more permanent than, you know, this flopping ability here, all you got to do is put the nut back on, or in our case, we got some stainless riv nuts. And so can't really do this with one hand, but you kind of just go under, find the bolt, kind of do this, record maybe. Yeah, a little bit too tricky. Can't really do this with, anyways, you get the idea. Thumbing it in right now. Still recording almost nothing, but that's okay. Don't lose that, okay? That's a riv nut. Can you say riv nut? Say riv nut. Riv nut. There you go. Riv nut. See, there it is. And this is super long and knurled, so it's really easy to grab as opposed to the little hex nut that came with it. So that's probably the setup that we're gonna go with. Stainless steel thumb screw, stainless steel riv nut on the bottom, and it's super easy, obviously, to. Oh, the mail lady. All right, so here's a PSA after our week-long overland adventure trip with the Heat Warden. The bag that it comes with is not meant to take the weight of the table with the sides without using these foam bumpers in some capacity. Now, I'm not sure exactly how, but I think myself or my wife threw the instructions away. And so, PSA, definitely keep the instructions and take a look, because these special jigsaw puzzle looking foam guys are, I believe, meant to go in the corners and prevent the Tesla-like ends from tearing through the bag. So imagine once we figure out how to use these, this will become a non-issue. But if you want to save your bag from the same thing happening, you might want to make sure you use those thingamabobs the way the instructions tell you. Game over. Discount description below. Where is it? Say below. Okay. Reggie, say below. Okay, cool. Say below.
Above.
Above. 10 seconds. It says, oh, it's coming.